Paris, France, one of the true world cities. One of the first thoughts one might have of Paris is the infamous Eiffel Tower, built in 1889 for the World's Fair of that same year. It became a staple of the city and an icon of France. 7 million people visit it every year, and I ended up being one of these people this year. Here are my initial and overarching thoughts when I visited it last month in May 2024. To be bland, it was slightly overhyped. Social media and photography have created a false perspective of the tower and the expectations one should have going into it. First of all, the tower is gated off and private. You need actual payment admission to enter it, and is not open to the public. Underneath the tower, there are tons of tourist shops and expensive traps next to the lifts, and it's all very much asphalt, and so there isn't much green space to sit down or relax, even before ascending the tower. To reach the second level, you can either pay an extra fee to take one of the lifts up, the elevators, or you can use the stairs. We ended up using the stairs, and it wasn't too bad, but especially if anybody that's up there in age, they're gonna have some trouble with the stairs because it's probably 30 or 40 flights. The higher you got in the tower, the more crowded and cramped it became because there was less space. Also less space to admire the view. But also in contrast, the higher you got, the better the view became, and the more amazed I felt, especially. Once you reach the second level, there is a little mini shop up there with very expensive water, just because they can monopolize it up there, I guess. And there is a final elevator that goes from the second level all the way to the top. And so for that, we waited in line for about 30 minutes. And it wasn't too bad, just because it's pretty windy up there and wasn't too warm, but it was still it felt kind of a shame that we had to wait that long, and they were cramming, I want to say, probably 20 or 30 people into every lift, and so we very much felt like sheep being herded. Overall, I do not think this is an experience I would want to go through again. The time wasted and the exhaustion, just to say that I went to the top of the Eiffel Tower, probably deters me from wanting to do it again. I firmly believe the Eiffel Tower is much more grand from a distance. It's just about the tallest structure in the Paris skyline, so it's visible from a lot of different locations that you would probably go to on your trip. I know from the Louvre, we saw it from there, from the parks there, and we also saw it from the Notre Dame as well. So, if you aren't a fan of crowded, smelly mosh pits of tourists, or afraid of heights, I would very much deter you from visiting the Eiffel Tower. Or in my case, manage your expectations. For me, I think of it very positively, but that's just because I went in knowing a lot of different comments and people's thoughts about it